Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to be looking at how to actually install a Dark Rock Pro 4 Be Quiet air cooler into a system. Yes, I know this is an absolute mess, but that's going to be fixed. But before we do that, I would like to thank the channel members Von Garden, Villa Marie, Mislav, Gisello, Hopkins Von Rabbitarius and The Storm with a 0. Thank you very much for being channel members. Let's jump into this. So, we have a Dark Rock Pro 4, and I did not mean to do that. This is why you don't do things one-handed. Anyway, we're going to turn this into a thing. So, first things first, we need to strip the case. Out comes the graphics card. Got to enjoy it. It is an Radeon RX 550. And it is a very, very old. It's getting on in years, but it still serves purpose very well. Next, out comes the drop-in NVMe adapter. Again, just a drop-in one. It's a 1X adapter card. Serves its purpose very well. And next thing to come out by the power of movie magic. Motherboard. Small problem. Standoff. Oh bother, what fun. And of course the final thing to come off would be the trusty old stuck cooler from 2018 at least. The CPU that it came with was marked as 2016, so it's potentially that's even older, so let's get it off. It appears that I might have done too good of a job of pasting that CPU. I was trying to take the cooler off and the whole CPU came with it. Oh my god. Right, bear with me. So that is why the CPU stayed stuck to the cooler, because I had to twist to get it off, by the way. I had pasted it so well that it didn't want to come apart, so it stayed stuck. Okay, time to clean off the CPU without breaking it. Oh look, there's a large floppy drive without its skin. So this is the Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 4. This is what's going into the case. It was donated to me by a viewer who wishes to remain anonymous. I cannot thank them enough. They are absolutely bloody amazing. You know who you are. Thank you very much. But let's have a look inside. Obviously you can see the screwdriver's out. I took that out to disassemble the computer. And I'm covered in thermal paste, gotta love it. Right, first things first. Open the box up. What you see is what you get. So, turn this around. We have, in the box here, the retaining arms for the fans. I had to get these out to get to the screwdriver. So, it's not fresh. Well, it is brand new. It's just I've had to open it already. But if the camera would love to focus, please, thank you. Right, 4 retaining arms for the fans. 1 box of goodies. That is actually 2 things of goodies. Manual there and box of goodies. Inside this pouch, we have everything that we are going to need to mount this. From Intel sockets with extra thermal paste, of course. Extra thermal paste and a wire splitter, because this is a PWM. And AMD mounting hardware, as stated by the AMD. And now, of course, the piece de la resistance. 1 Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 4 cooler. We'll just take the packaging foam off. And here it is. It is a chunky boy, and that won't fit in my current case. So I have to cannibalize one of my really, really old computers, and cannibalize the case on one of them. So, first things first, we also need to take this out, because this is the interior fan. The important thing about this one is it's actually larger, much larger, than this fan here. So that is why it's on the interior. It's larger by about 30mm. And just by doing this, I can feel the wind, or the air being blown through to my hand. And that's not at its full Mac user speed yet, but I can feel that going through it. That's pretty good. Still, it's going. Honestly, you can't feel it. It is a Silent Wings. It is a Silent Wings. Camera focus, come on. It is a Silent Wings fan. It does 1200 RPM and it is a PWM fan. That is why I need a PWM splitter. And I have extra retention arms as a just in case. But we have the fan that came with it, the internal one, which has to go on the inside. And the reason why this one's here is because this is designed to sit over the RAM. Well, it's there as an option to sit over the RAM. So, let's have a look at the mounting hardware. If you ever want an argument for why AMD is better than Intel, that is all the hardware mounting equipment you need for the AMD, and that's what you need for Intel. So, Intel is a big boy. If we were to open this up without getting thermal paste everywhere, still, I am still covered in the bloody stuff, we have mounting equipment for the hardware mounts, a mounting plate for whatever that is, because it's not telling me, and Intel 1700, Intel 1700, 1800 socket series. Camera won't focus, gotta love it. But all that equipment needed just for Intel. This, on the other hand, is AMD. That's all you need. So, first things first, we need to grab the motherboard without damaging it. So these are the instructions for the cooler. It is roadmap design. This is the English version. There is also Deutsch, Russian, French and España as language options. They are each their own roadmap, which yeah, that's alright actually, I prefer that. But these are the instructions for AM4 and 5, which I rather like. So let's get to installing. So first things first, we need to get the wings ready and then the operate stuff. So this is screws and grommets that we need. So we will first get them installed. Okay, so with these wings and these grommets, they are shaped in a particular way. One side is larger than the other. I don't know, my camera won't focus it, it's annoying. But when installing the wings, well, the mounting plates, you will see, if I do try and get the camera to focus here, these are shaped in a particular way. When you focus here, okay. I'm going to have to do it because my camera doesn't want to. So, it's shaped like that. You want the raised bit facing inwards. So, it's important you do that because the instructions, even though they show it, they don't specify it. So, it is important to pay attention to that. Okay, now that the wings are in, it is time to put our CPU back in. Remember, diamond to diamond. And somehow this is still fully intact after being ripped out of the socket. Let's install it. Okay, now that the CPU is installed, we now must eat the paste. Wait, sorry. The instructions say don't eat the paste. Never mind, I wanted the forbidden paste. So now we need to paste up the CPU. So unfortunately, no forbidden paste for us today. So we're going for 3 lines for this to make 100% sure that it is actually going to work. Because I don't want to have to be doing this again. And of course, the most important thing is when you come to installing a new cooler, you take off the plastic. Take it off. This part here is important because you need to install the mounting bar onto the cooler before attaching it. And remember, the fan on the outside goes over the RAM to ensure installation of RAM clearance. And also making sure you've got enough room for your RAM. And that is the reason why the Be Quiet screwdriver is so long. To ensure that you can actually screw in the screws needed to mount it. And repeat after me, never do what Nick's about to do. It is secure. Please never do that. Okay, and before we even attempt to put that back into a case of any variety, we need to see if it's going to turn on. Now, This is the worrying part of, I don't know if it will. It should do. Hang on, are you turned on? Oh, we have life. Now let's it's spinning. It's alive. Ah, praise Tux. Praise be to Tux. Right. Okay. Now let's cannibalize the case. For the time being, this socket 7 PC is going to be, correction, AM2. Is that AM2? Dual channel. AM2, yeah, correction, AM2. I've got a socket 7 somewhere as well. This AM2 case is going to be my main case for the time being. Reason being, I need the space. So, out comes the IDE disk drive, IDE hard drive. Correction, that's SATA. Never mind. Anyway, all of this has got to come out so I can put the new stuff in. And this is what a 1 terabyte SATA hard drive from 2007 looks like. That is 2 years younger than my oldest monitor. Now that the case is empty, as you can see, it's time to put everything back into it. Well, all the new stuff into it, and hope nothing breaks. And as we can see, everything is currently in the case. I am aware that it looks like a rat's nest. I have no choice in the matter. This is why you buy a modular power supply. Do not mess around with anything that is not a modular power supply. As we can see here, one case fully assembled with, and I'm actually proud to say this, a secured hard. Well, first things first, the graphics card is secured in properly. Underneath that is an NVMe drive, dropping cartridge you've already seen. 3 of my 4 hard drives, one of them is dying. I don't know which one of the 1 terabyte drives is dying, so I hope I got the right one. And a 600 watt power supply. Initially, what I pulled out of this system, because bearing in mind it was an AM2 socket motherboard I pulled out of this system, I pulled out a 700 watt power supply for a socket 776. I don't know why there was a socket 776. Socket 775 even. As we can see here, I'll just have to do that. Socket 775 700 watt power supply. I don't know why that was there. I don't know why that was in a AM2 motherboard. But it was in a case for an AM2 motherboard. So, I am just going to go grab my VGA to DVI adapter, plug it into the monitor on the left, and make sure it's actually going to boot. Okay, so, power's in. I can't find the right DVI adapter, because unfortunately, that's a good thing. That's a good sign. I can't find the right DVI adapter because there's like 4 different types of DVI, and that ain't it, chief. So, what we're going to do is hope to hell I wired that up correctly. And huzzah! It turns on. Right. I wired it up correctly. That's good. What we have is sound, because there is actually a speaker in this case. That's good. I like that. Power. Okay. Graphics card span up and span back down. That's working. The flashing light for the NVMe adapter. That's working. NVMe on the motherboard appears to be working. And I can't put the side panel on. Oh Lord, I can't put the side panel on because it's too big. Even this case from at least 2007 is too small. It is too high to put in the new case and to put on the side panel. So this video is going to this video is going to resume on Linux. So howdy. So small problem. This isn't Linux. This is Windows. The reason why that is because the NVMe for the Linux isn't showing up. That's the one I want directly on the motherboard. It may have come loose, so that'll be ready in time for tomorrow, hopefully. So, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you like the video, dislike if you dislike it. And maybe consider becoming a channel member, where you can subscribe and become one for as little as £3 a month. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.